This is a Destination Fantasy podcast.
You know what? Cue the gritty.
Right over Ward. I love this right here.
Phenomenal during this stretch. Like this. Oh, okay, yeah, we see it. Big 53 over there. So
Maniac, baby.
Thank you guys. Help me get to 4 out of 4 championship games.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what we like to hear.
We do an infomercial with stuff like that.
Live your
For
fantasy.
me, there's 3 phases of fantasy football: drafting, waiver wire, and your GM skills as far as starting. Those are the 3
Destination Fantasy Podcast. Did not tell you guys last week? I told you guys, and you didn't want to believe me. This guy is catching fire right now. This guy is.
Hey, Big Ben's not playing.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Big Ben's not
Yeah,
playing.
he's not playing.
We're gonna lose to the Lions, bro. Hey, Shaya, I'm sorry.
Yo, welcome. We are back. Brothers, I can't believe we're back, but here we are. Destination Fantasy Podcast. This is the 2022 debut of the season. Let's go. My brothers, Deshaun, Walter, what's up, people? How y'all doing?
Man, don't call it a comeback, man. But we here. It feels good to be back, in that thing with you gentlemen. It is great to be here. How y'all feel today?
I'm feeling good, man. I've been going through this withdrawal of football, and I really need this to come back. I needed something, so yeah, I'm glad to be back, man.
Man, I'm doing well, and I feel you on that. I've been, scratching my neck a little bit. Tyrone Biggins out here got any more mock drafts, fantasy football in general. I don't know, man, but nevertheless, we're here. Got a few things to discuss. It's been a very eventful off season. The NFL is the one sport I feel like that never sleeps. I don't care. The NBA Finals is going on right now. You got the MLB All-Star game next month, but it's just like NFL always has something going on. That's just the way it is. So the first thing we're gonna discuss, we got some rankings. Matter of fact, this is the one thing I forgot to set up actually, but we're gonna do that now. Give me a second. But fellas, how do y'all feel about your rankings? I'm gonna have it up here in a second.
I mean, I think they're solid for the most part. One thing that I can't stress enough is how deep the wide receiver pool is this year, and how it's been in recent years. So one thing to note is if you can't get a good wide receiver early, there is some surefire firepower. To be completely honest, in the latter portions of the draft.
That is definitely true. All right, can you all see it pretty well?
Yes, sir.
All right, so quarterbacks.
Wow.
So yeah, we got some interesting names here. So first, my first question is something that sticks out already. Walter, somebody's a big Russell Wilson believer this year.
Yeah, I think Russ is about to cook, man. They got a pretty nice stable of wide receivers. I understand they traded away the number 1 tight end, but I think Russ is he's about to have the ability. He's going to cook. Russ is about to cook. He's got a legit running back. I think he's about to light it up there, and he's going to have I think they're going to open up the reins for him and kind of let him do his thing. So, yeah, this is what he wants. And I think the stats are going to be there just because of his receiving core. Good young guys as well. I don't want to I think Allen's going to be great this year, but outside of Stephon Diggs, yeah, I feel like Sutton and Judy are both they could be legit number 1s, but we'll see.
Facts. No, I could definitely agree with Wilson definitely finishing a lot higher than he did last year. I guess that's the reason why I got him at 8 right now, and I see Deshaun got him at 9. Now, the ultimate ceiling would be number 1 for him, and it's not out the realm of possibility. If he could stay healthy, that'll be a start. And then the second most important thing, like you mentioned, as far as his ability to cook, he's going to a new offense. He's not going to be in a. I don't believe he's going to be a run first offense anymore. Got I can't even Nathaniel. What's his last name?
Hackett.
Yeah, and so he's coming from Green Bay, as you know. Green Bay, even though that they're balanced, but they're still usually a prolific offense in that regard. They can still score points. So yeah, Wilson can definitely be the Russell Wilson that we known of for a few years before. So I can definitely see that. Deshaun, I see Mr. Murray at number 4.
Yeah. Yep. And that was one of the things that we just discussed offline. Man, like I completely, forgot about the whole DeAndre Hopkins incident. And to be completely honest, is definitely like too high right now. We saw how he fared without Hopkins in like the latter portion of like last year, and he didn't look like the same Kyler Murray. But at the same time, for now, I'm going to keep him. I can't see him being outside the top 5 with his ability to, run the football. I think that's what make like all of those quarterbacks among like my top 5. Like they're basically dual threat guys. Like you look at Allen, he's basically another running back, like as many touchdowns as he gets on like the 1 yard line. Herbert can do basically the same. Mahomes, not so much. Murray, Burrow, and Jackson, like those are, some dual threat guys. So, for now, I'm going to, stick with that number 4. Again, albeit questionable, Murray's still my guy. So I'm going to leave it there for now.
Fair enough. Now, one person it was hard for me to rank personally was Joe Burrow. And for me, and that's because, look, I know what he done in the playoffs last year, and that was, sensational. And had he had maybe an extra second and a half, they probably would have won the Super Bowl based on Jamar Chase being wide the freak open. But it's like he has the weapons, he has the offensive line now. I get that. It's just more so from a fantasy perspective. I just need to see it from him. Like he's capable of doing it. It's just more so can he put it together? Because one point in time, he was guaranteed basically 2 touchdown throws, but he also had a few interceptions here in between, and maybe could have done a lot more, but ended up set on for field goal. So that was just for me, because I don't know. That's why as for me, I got Burrow at 6. Now, just going towards the end of this list here, now I definitely see some interesting stuff going on. Somebody's a firm believer of Matt Ryan this year.
I had to, man. I'm a homebody. I got to throw up there somewhere. Oh my God, man. And the reason I put Matt Ryan up there is, you've seen what we did with Carson Wentz. If you look statistically, Carson Wentz was a top 10 quarterback. Believe it or not, I know he makes bad decisions and at bad times, but just think you have somebody who, let's say, isn't boneheaded, and is like regarded as a better leader. I think Matt Ryan is going to be just fine. Just kind of listening to things that are coming out of the Colts camp right now, it's like it's a totally different vibe. And you got like a Hall of Famer. They haven't inducted him yet, but Reggie Wayne is like, oh, it reminds him of when Peyton Manning was in there. And that sends chills through my body. I'm like, what? So I'm gonna put him. I think he's gonna be just fine. You're gonna have Hines coming out of the slot. You got Pittman. We're gonna talk about Alec Pierce a little bit later. So I feel like the receiving core is a little bit better. Offensive line is still good. Yeah, I think he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be a surprise, but I think he'll be just fine.
All right, fair enough. Deshaun, you got any more takes on the quarterbacks by chance?
Nah, not really. It's just, I want to keep a very strong eye on Jalen Hurts this year. I got him ranked at 12. The addition of AJ Brown, kind of pop this thing wide open, man, because that was what he was truly missing, like that bigger body wide receiver. And he got one of the bigger body wide receivers in the league, a big, strong guy that's going to, break some necks on his way to the end zone. So, you couple that with Dallas Goedert and and Devontae Smith, and look out, man. That's one hell of a trio of receivers there. So, with his ability to rush the football, I think like his ceiling is just as high as anybody up on this list, y'all, from 1 through 12, considering his ability as a runner. I mean, dare I say it, could he have a Lamar Jackson-esque season? I mean, maybe. Who knows? But one thing I would like to see out of him is for him to be able to deliver the ball, inside the pocket a little bit more. Go through his progressions, as a go through his reads. Don't stare one wide receiver down and throw the football. But I like the direction that Philly is going with that offense. So Jalen Hurts, that'll be a hell of a pick if he is your wide receiver one, to be completely honest.
QB1.
Jamar, I see you not, and I kind of agree with you. It was hard for me to throw him up. I see you don't have Dak Prescott up there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that one was a little tough for me. But honestly, Dallas hasn't had the best offseason in general, especially on the offensive side. I mean, you traded Amari Cooper for, I don't know, a flat tire. Offensive line is not the same anymore. Michael Gallup's coming off ACL injury. He's not going to be there initially to start the season. So all you got is CD Lamb. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Dallas, and I guess that's part of the main reasons why a lot of people have the Eagles winning that division this year instead of the Cowboys. So,
and don't be surprised with I know I'm saying don't be surprised if the football team show up, man. Not the football team; they're Commanders now. My bad. They got another.
That's gonna be difficult to say that, man. Like,
I know. Top defense. I mean, like I said, Carson doesn't make the best decisions, but I mean, if they keep those reins on them, I believe Washington's. At least they have a legit number one. We got a developing number one receiver with Pittman. You got Scary Terry, man. Who's his quarterback been the last 2 years? I can't think of Buddy's name.
Heineken.
Heineke.
I call him Heineken.
Heineken. He'll be drinking beer this year. Buddy threw like 14 touchdowns last year. So he threw one? It was sad. And Carson at least had 20 something. I mean, I think it's an upgrade for him.
Facts. We'll definitely talk about Scary Terry in a little bit, but let's go ahead and get into the running back ranking. So,
unanimous up top of the board. How you feel about that, Walter?
Love it.
I mean, JT 28. Enough said, right? We seen what he could do.
Hey, Jamar, can I go ahead? I want to call you out. How did Dalvin Cook get up there? Because the best ability, especially with a running back, is what?
Availability.
Right. And how often is there a bang here or a bang there? I mean, how's he number 2 over Henry? We know Henry's going to account for 70% of the Titans' offensive plays.
All right, hear me out.
All right,
I have a legit reason, and I did have it flipped, and then I'm like, well, splitting hairs here. So, and it's more so, it's 2 reasons, and it's both on each side. As far as the Dalvin Cook side for the Vikings, I mean, they do have a new offensive coordinator who was if I'm not mistaken, the OC for the Rams. So I expect his production to go up, pending his health, right? And as far as Henry, the fact that – so here's the deal. Ryan Tannehill is quarterback. Ryan Tannehill, as we know, who's the same as Baker Mayfield – and the same as I can't even think of the other buddy's name right now.
Jimmy G.
Yes, are play action reliant quarterbacks. But the problem is they don't have AJ Brown anymore. They don't. So you're relying on Robert Woods, who's coming off an ACL injury, and a rookie, who I am high on, but even still, it's like, who you throwing the ball to? So therefore, I feel like the box is gonna be stacked a little bit more.
He's going to be throwing whatever defense is out there. What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. And so it might be less possessions for Derrick Henry to do something. So I was just splitting hairs on that one. The upgrade for the offensive coordinator for the Vikings and the downgrade of weapons for Ryan Tannehill in that offense. That's the reason why I made the switch on that one.
Okay, I respect it.
But yeah, Taylor 1. We both got Henry either 2 or 3 on that one. Najee Harris, we definitely have up high. Apparently, Austin Eckler is 5 across the board there. So that's pretty much the heckler. The heckler. Yes. All right, so here's so I want to start noticing some discrepancies here. I have Aaron Jones at 6. I don't see Aaron Jones. You got Aaron Jones at 7, Walter. I don't see Aaron Jones on Deshaun's list whatsoever. What are your thoughts on that, Mr. Reed? At all.
Man, I'm sorry, man. I'm just not an Aaron Jones fan. Like, I'm not. Like, look. I get it. He's been great. He's been great over the past couple of seasons. Like, he has. And he even more so, he's even made me a believer. Could I like sneak him in there? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can just put him right there in between 9 and 10, in between Kamara and Chubb. But I guess I really don't have like a good enough reason, man. Besides that, I'm not a firm believer in Aaron Jones. Like, I don't think I've ever drafted Aaron Jones, man. Like, ever. And here's the thing. So Aaron Jones, as great as he has been, the backup running back there is, in my opinion, is just as good. Like, so the what's his name? AJ Dillon is a very, very good running back, and I'm thinking they might get into like a little bit of like a timeshare here, gentlemen. So AJ Dillon has been great. Like, I'm not gonna like mush my words or anything like that. So that's like probably like the reason why I left him off here. I like Dillon. I like him a lot. Hopefully I am to draft that guy at some point this year, and hopefully, he pays dividends in the end. And again, it is still Aaron Jones, and you can just like throw him anywhere up on this list. If you match his stats up against any of those running backs from 7 to 12, he's probably the better back, correct? But I think that Green Bay know what they're doing with the two-headed monster. I think it's going to be a little bit of like a bit of like a timeshare there between the two. AJ Dillon is fantastic. I am an AJ Dillon fan too, by the way.
Oh man, that's enough Packer talk for me on that one. Jeez. Now, one thing that is sticking out like a sore thumb right now, I don't see a McCaffrey on Walter's list at all.
I almost didn't see McCaffrey on the field last year at all. Like, the best ability is availability. Y'all got these dudes that y'all living 2 years ago, fellas. Like, I get it, but I couldn't do it, man. I put Saquon up there. Saquon's been on the field more than McCaffrey the last couple years.
Yikes.
Oh, wow. So you put, okay.
Yeah, he got.
Wow. So you got Saquon as well.
I ain't giving up hope. It's Saquon last year for me. He's RB2 though. Yeah,
I jumped off that bus 2 years ago.
I know.
Matter of fact, did you put him on the bus?
Oh yeah, I was the one that. Yeah, I was his escort that day. So yeah.
Oh man. Let's see what else. I see we got a believer of Lenny Fournette there as well. DeAndre Swift, like we all got him in the top 12 there. Mm-hmm. Javonte Williams. I am a huge fan of Javonte Williams this year. Huge fan. Even though that bum, MG3, resigned with the Broncos, I am still a big believer in Javonte Williams this year because of the new offensive coordinator and Russell Wilson. Those are 2 reasons why I am a big fan of Javonte Williams.
Well, you should think it's because it's going to be kind of better for his career to have, what do you call it? Dang, I can't think of buddy's name. Melvin Gordon, Jesus Christ. I mean, that's going to help him out with longevity, though, if Gordon's getting some of the carries as well. I mean, he's not getting beat up as much. So, that can be beneficial for him.
I can see that. And I feel like Williams is a poor man's Kamara. So, I mean, Kamara early on had Mark Ingram. And then Mark Ingram came back last year. So it's like, I mean, that's adding longevity up to Kamara. The only thing I'm unsure about with Kamara is that whole Vegas incident for the Pro Bowl. So I don't know if he's gonna get suspended or not. I don't know. So
Look, seemed like nothing happened.
Seriously, and which is shocking. I mean, we'll see, but it seems like all signs are clear at the moment. All right, so we're gonna get to the diva position because I feel like this is gonna be interesting. All right, so I guess unanimous is Cooper Kupp, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Jefferson. Once again, I got Jefferson at 3. Y'all got him at 2. That's fine by me.
Same thing. Yeah.
This. So another thing that sticks out like a sore thumb. So apparently Walter's full of sore thumbs here, and I'm quite all right with that. Where's Devontae Adams, man?
Dang, that's messed up. All right, so I'll take Judy off of my list. Jesus. You know what? I'll take Keenan Allen off my list. And I could put him there. Oh man.
At 10? At 10 or just
had I caught this sooner, we wouldn't be having this issue right now.
Oh, this is pressure right here. Oh, I'm live too.
All right, so
I'll put him over CeeDee Lamb, but I'll end up dropping. I'll drop Keenan Allen completely off the list. But yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, so we're gonna do this.
But he's not gonna have a year like he had last year. You don't have Aaron Rodgers. They stopped comparing. He said, Derek Carr is similar. I ain't trying to hear that. But also, he's going to have with Hunter Renfrow as getting some of those catches as well. May free him up a little bit. I don't see him like Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, Jamar. He's in the class of like his own. Like you don't put him in the same tier as Derek Carr. And I like him.
No, you don't. No, heck no. I think it just more so just talking his QB up on that one more than anything. For me, as far as Adams, you got him 6, Deshaun got him 3, I got him 2. Yeah, would the target share be there as last year in the years past? No, but I feel like the weapons around him will still free him up, and his efficiency should be a lot higher than last year as well. So I feel like the touchdowns, the red zone threat should definitely be there. Yards might not be there all the way, but his ability to find the end zone should actually should be greater. Yeah. Just because of Waller the baller and Hunter Renfrow and Josh Jacobs also being there as well. So this Raiders offense is going to be scary.
Loaded, bro.
The Raiders are going to be, they're going to be like the Temptations without David Ruffin. And Aaron Rodgers is David Ruffin.
Wow.
They got other
bold statement.
Yeah. I think they'll be able to light it up, but ain't nobody here to see you, Otis. They was here to see David.
Dang.
I think the best thing about this is that we can finally get to see Derek Carr with this just loaded team. I've always thought Derek Carr was a very good quarterback. You know what I mean? Maybe just good. I'm not going to say very good. I'm just going to say a good quarterback. I think you can plug him in on like a team like Tampa Bay, and I think that the needle will still move, trending toward like the better side of things. He's just a good quarterback. But now I think we can finally admit that Derek Carr, with the addition of a Devontae Adams, both those guys played at Fresno State. It just seems like they got this bromance going on. I just think that we are going to see Derek Carr take like that next, step and, elevating the game from a quarterback position. Another thing that's just going to sharpen them is just that division is like the best in football, man. Like I can't pick who's going to come out in that division. It's going to be super tough. That is by far, and it's not even close, the best division in football. So Derek Carr, definitely a good option at QB1 in my opinion with those weapons. So. And like I was saying earlier about like the wide receivers, he's one of those quarterbacks that you can pick a little bit later. You know what I mean? If you're going to go with a different option and like in like the first 4 rounds of your draft. So
Facts. Just continue looking at this list. We all pretty similar on Jamar Chase there. Diggs around the same boat. We have all three of us have a different approach with Deebo Samuel. Walter has him at 3. Deshaun has him at 6. I have him at 10. So I guess, well, I'll start first. For me,
Hold up, Jamar, you pronounced his name wrong.
oh, what should it be?
Debo is now going by what's Buddy name off Friday Night Lights?
Booby.
Booby Miles. That man can do everything. He can throw, he can catch, he can run. I had him file my taxes last year. It must be a refund, but
Oh man, yeah, that man right there is he is Mr. Do It All on that one. But my biggest knock, I got 2 knocks against him from last year to this year. One, Trey Lance is the quarterback. I feel like that's gonna be a big difference. I don't know what to expect out of Trey Lance. I don't. At least with Jimmy G, we know who he was. We have plenty of examples of who Jimmy G is, but Trey Lance, I don't know. I just know the 2 games that he started last year. If Debo wasn't in the backfield, then Debo wasn't doing anything. And speaking of which, the second thing is, I mean, that's part of the reason why Debo requested a trade. He didn't want to be utilized like that. So I just can't see that production happening again. But I could be wrong. But those are 2 reasons why I'm a little pump the brakes on Mr. Samuel or Mr. Booby Miles for that one.
No, and you hit the nail right on the head with that, Jamar, because like that was the reason why. I mean, like you look at like Deebo Samuel's ability to like run. I mean, he looks like a running back. Like if you were to see the guy, you know what I mean? He looks like a running back, and no one wants to tackle this guy. So it took me legit everything like that I can like think of to like, man, how do I get him inside like my top 5? I feel like he's more so deserving. Then like I looked at the other guys up on top of the list, and I'm like, the only reason for me, Jamar, was Trey Lance. Like you said, at this point, he's an enigma. We don't know exactly what we're gonna get out of him just yet. I think there is a bit of a silver lining because they did the right thing in my opinion by letting Jimmy G play first. You know what I mean? Trey Lance to be able to sit back, and I think that he should have a better grasp on like the game this year. I mean, but that's not a sure thing. So, but no matter how we slice it, gentlemen, Debo is going to be great. You know what I mean? Debo is going to be great, but it's just how great will he be with a quarterback still trying to learn that offense. So
that's the question. That is the question. It was something else here for me. I guess I'm a lot higher on Mike Evans than the both of you all. Should I explain myself on that one too?
Yeah. Go for it.
All right. So my thing is Tampa is still going to be a pretty good offense in general.
Absolutely.
But I guess the difference here is Chris Godwin is probably not going to be available for, I don't know, at least half the year. Gronk is, he's not even on the team right now. I don't even know if he's ever going to be on the team again at this point. No Antonio Brown for numerous amount of reasons. So basically you have Mike Evans, Russell Gage, Cameron Brate. That's about it. So, Mike Evans' target shares should be a lot higher, especially at the beginning of the year, and should have a lot more opportunities to find end zone. So that's my reason why I got him at 5.
I can respect that, but he's gonna get a lot of attention. We know Tom Brady's gonna throw the ball too. I think he led the league last year in pass attempts. Got to pad those stats. Yeah.
And okay, so my quick rebuttal to that is, you can look at anybody on this list. Let's just say Devontae Adams. He gets a lot of attention. Cooper Kupp does too. Terry McLaurin does too. And they still get their numbers.
But the thing with Mike Evans, a lot of those guys have that second guy like that you can kind of go to. So if you go up on the list, Cooper Kupp, I mean, they just Jesus Christ.
I mean, they just got Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson, yeah. I wanted him. Justin Jefferson has Thielen. Debo Samuel doesn't have anybody.
Kittle.
Yeah, Kittle. All right, thank you. Hey, help me out. Yeah, I don't feel like Evans really has that right now. You think Gage is a good second? Nah.
And then my rebuttal to that is real quick. I mean, Adams. When I mentioned Adams, I was referring to the years prior. Like it was just Adams and the Temptations.
Marquez, Valdez, Scantling, and what's those other guys?
Lizard, Allen Lizard. I know it's Lazard, but it's Lizard today.
Yeah,
but they look good because they had one common denominator: Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, and
I'm trying not to bring him up. You keep making me bring him up, Jamar.
No, I can see that, Jamar. I mean, all of those points are good, right? So Mike Evans basically did what no, wide receiver has ever done. What is it, like 8 straight years, 1,000 yards or something like that to start his career? Like,
yeah.
I mean, which is fantastic. So I think we're gonna save this little segment and like name it as Allen. I say Allen Robinson. Damn, I'm mispronouncing this man's name. Mike Evans. Just like let's just go ahead and give him his flowers because like that was fantastic. But at the same time, the only knock that I have on him is that he doesn't get like the yardage, man. Like he'll barely clear 1,000 yards like every year. It's not like you're not gonna get 1,400 yards out of him. You're gonna get that out of a Tyreek Hill. Well, maybe not this year, but like a Jamar Chase or a Debo Samuel or someone like that. But and you can go. Can you like scroll up on like the list there, Jamar? Cooper Kupp is going to be a guy who's going to get like 1,400 yards. So is Justin Jefferson, Devontae Adams. I think to me, all of those guys are 1,300 yard plus. You know what I mean? The good thing about him is his longevity. You know what you're going to get out of him. He is the epitome of a consistent wide receiver. So he's going to give you at a minimum 1,000 to 1,100 yards and 9 to 12 touchdowns every season, basically.
And he's going to miss 2
games. Yeah, and he's gonna miss 2 games while doing it. So, but I mean, even with that being said, it's just epitome of consistency. He had to be inside of my top 10. That's why I got him at 9. I just feel like the guys above him can do a little bit more as far as like a yardage perspective. Not taking anything away from Mike Evans. Mike Evans been fantastic his whole career. So,
facts. So there's a couple more things. We're gonna spend a little bit more time on this wide receiver list right now because it's very a lot of moving pieces here, a lot of moving stuff. Tyreek Hill. I mean, as we know, that man got 30 a year to go to South Beach. Went from the shiny toy to something you find at the Goodwill at this point.
Oh wow.
That's a yard sale, but
okay, but nevertheless, Patrick Mahomes and Tua Tagovailoa, I mean, that's night and day. So, I mean, me and you, Deshaun, got him at 7. I mean, Walter got him at 9. Now, I guess I could probably maybe speak for all of us and say the reason why he's that high and maybe not even, a lot lower than what we're thinking. Maybe because just maybe we have high hopes for the new head coach and bringing in the Kyle Shanahan scheme into the system for Tyreek Hill to be maybe Debo Samuel 2.0. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of because the passing yards, unless it's screens or slants, I don't see it. I don't.
No, not with Tua under center. And again, like this was one of those ones where it's like, man, do I really got Tyreek Hill outside of my top 5? Like, I think he's every bit of a, actual like real life top 5 wide receiver. Like I would argue that, until like the cows come home. But as far as like Tua, man, like you gotta show me, brother. You know, you gotta show me that able to deliver the ball downfield for one and do it accurately for two. Jalen Waddle is there. You got Mike Gesicki. You got some weapons there, man. Tyreek Hill, like that's not that bad. Of Jalen Waddle was fantastic last year. He was great. But I think Tua can only get so many passing yards. I don't think it's just not enough yards to go around, basically. So that's the reason why I have him at 7, and I think 7 is still a pretty good fit. I think Hill would still be Hill, just on like a lesser scale, basically.
Yeah. I guess Walter, any thoughts on Mr. Hill?
Nah, you guys pretty much nailed it. I mean, he dropped on my list as well because of like who's going to get him the ball. We'll see what Tua. A lot of his fate depends on how they use Tua, or if they're going to open up, like see how he plays this year. So yeah,
I'm gonna say this though. I hope that we're all wrong. I do hope that we're all wrong. I think the Miami is going in the right direction. I think they want to like those up and coming teams, and I think that they got a real shot if they play the right way at competing, slightly with the Buffalo Bills inside of that division. I think they can be a better team than the Patriots if they can all, put it together. But hopefully we're wrong. So
I think you're right as far as I feel like their ceiling is higher than the Patriots.
Yeah, for sure.
I just don't know about the floor yet, but ceiling is definitely is. So just a couple other names. CeeDee Lamb, I got him at 11. Walter got him at 7. Deshaun, you got him at 10. I guess nevertheless, we expect, big things out of Lamb this year for him to be in our top 12. Let's just see. Jerry Jeudy. Now, I get the logic behind it, but Walter, explain to the people why you got Jerry Jeudy so high.
It's going to be real simple. Russell Wilson going to get that man the ball, one of the crispest route runners, coming out of college. And he's had nobody to throw him the ball, since he's been in the league. I'm drawing a lot of blanks today. I can't remember the man's name. Who was the quarterback's name?
Drew Lock, man.
Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Oh,
and that's the reason why you forgot about him, because he was nothing to remember, bro.
He's in Seattle now, so we'll see that stink show in Seattle this year. But I mean, I see him doing big things. I think Sutton's going to have big ones. I had to pick one of them, and I just feel like, Jeudy, because you can put Jeudy in the slot just because of how great his route running is. I think he's going to get a lot of balls thrown as well.
Facts. I mean, Jeudy to me is a top 5 route runner in the NFL, and it's not even up for discussion on that one.
Top 5?
Top 5.
Who's number 1?
Number 1 for me would probably be Justin Jefferson. For me,
I'm stuck. No, that one's fine. I'm stuck between Stephon Diggs and Devontae Adams on that one.
Y'all like Amari Cooper?
He's in my top 5.
I like Amari Cooper. Okay.
So that was what, 4 guys that we just named off?
Yeah.
So Keenan Allen is not a good route runner.
Oh, excellent.
I know, and that's what I'm saying. That's 5. You know what I'm saying? Like the only names that I think, in my opinion, that are not debatable are the 3. I think, like you mentioned, Jamar. You said Devontae Adams, right?
Yep.
What was the other name that you said?
Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs, and Justin Jefferson. In my opinion, those guys are just separation wise, is footwork, tap dancing, like all of it.
Man,
like those 3 guys, like they will lose even the shiftiest of DBs, even the toughest DBs. You know what I mean? They're like what's the guy's name in LA? He'll have a hell of a time trying to stick one of those dudes. Jalen Ramsey, hell of a time trying to stick one of those dudes. So I think it's close, but nah, you're right. I can see the argument for him being inside the top 5. So I'll give you that. I'll let you have it.
That's fair. And then lastly, at the end of this list, 2 of us got Scary Terry, 1 of us got T. Higgins. I mean, you can make a strong case for both of them, in my opinion. Your thoughts on T. Higgins, sir? Because I mean, that's a bold one, but
dude, T. Higgins is fantastic. Now, Make no mistake about it. I think he's just as good as Jamar Chase, in my opinion. Just as good. I think they even take a step forward this year with that offensive line, give Joe Burrow a little bit more time. For me, like I wanted to put McLaurin there, and like I was going through like the names. I'm like, okay, like who can I stick there because we had to move DeAndre Hopkins out. You know what I mean? Because of his PED situation. SMH up on that. But yeah, T. Higgins is fantastic, bro. He's as good as a number 2 wide receiver in the league. Like you can't name 3 more number two wide receivers rather better than T. Higgins in my opinion. And the way that they're going to air that ball out this year, weapons galore again. Joe Burrow again. Revamped offensive line. I mean, it's just signs are pointing to him being a fringe wide receiver 1.
Okay,
that's fair. And do you want to talk up Mr. Scary Terry Walton?
I mean, I kind of did earlier. We were talking about Heineke. I mean, and Scary Terry was still doing his thing, with Heineke, and we had Fitzmagic like 1 or 2 games last year. He had 1 game last year.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you.
But McLaurin has been that consistency, that same thing we talk about with Mike Evans. So got to put him there. And I think Carson Wentz is going to he's an upgrade. I mean, believe it or not, he broke my heart last year with his decision making, but he didn't have a receiver as good as Terry McLaurin. So yeah,
that's true.
I think they're going to be nice. I mean, I don't say nice. I think Terry's still going to produce.
Yeah. Terry McLaurin, he falls into a rare category to me, which the last person I could definitely remember was DeAndre Hopkins, as in you don't ever find a wide receiver that's quarterback proof, as in you insert any quarterback and you still going to put up your numbers. It's rare. And so with Commander Carson, that's the name I'm giving him this year, Commander Carson, coming in, I mean, probably going to be the most consistent quarterback he's going to play with. And so I expect Terry McLaurin to definitely be flirting with top 10 when it's all said and done. Maybe even top 5, depending on how well their offense rolls. But maybe. Yeah. But we'll see. But that's a lot on Mr. Commander Carson, and I'll leave it at that. All right, people, we get to our last rankings here, tight ends. So despite an awesome year from Mark Andrews and despite the departure of Tyreek Hill, we have a unanimous 1 and 2. Kelsey 1, Mark Andrews 2. I mean, any words or thoughts on that one?
No, I think the names speak for himself. Kelsey, unanimous number 1. Andrews with the year that he had last year, I'm quite sure he won a couple of people their leagues toward the end of the season. So yeah. Oh wow. I'm good job, guys. Good job.
I'm waiting. There's something sticking out to me. Deshaun, where you at, bro? I'm on the wagon. Where you at?
Oh my God. Did I forget him? Wait.
He's on your list. He's at 12.
So let's address the elephant in the room. So I don't have Freiermuth in my top 12. Walter has him at 4. Deshaun has him at 12. Yeah, Deshaun is a Steelers fan. That's what he's aiming at, and Walter looks like a bigger fan of Freiermuth than you. That's okay. Where.
Yeah, I doubt that he's a bigger fan, but I'm also a realist because I don't know what's going on with the quarterback there. I don't know what's going on with the situation there. Quarterback, what is it going to be? Pickett. It looks like Mitch is going to be the starter. So if Mitch is going to be the starter, I would easily bump him up a little bit. But this was like, I don't know. I'm just with your team, you always want to take caution. You know what I mean? You don't want to just give a guy's name out there. And it was like, man, but I love Pat, man. I think he's a hell of a tight end. Very Heath Miller-esque. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw that out there. But wow, Walter, that makes me smile this morning, man. That makes me smile this morning, bro.
what is a young quarterback or a quarterback that's not gonna, tear it up? Their best friend is a tight end.
Tight end, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so hopefully everybody else is not paying attention to my list that I'm playing in fantasy with, because I'm gonna snatch him up, and hopefully I get him in a later round. But yeah, I'm gonna snatch him up. He's gonna be on my team.
Oh man, let's see here, Deshaun. Even though Waller the Baller disappointed a lot of us last year,
yeah,
still got him ahead of George Kittle, who's a monster amongst men.
Yep.
Why is that?
It's not like I got Kittle like outside of my top. I mean, he's at 4. I got him at 1 spot down. You guys got him at 5. I got him at 3. It's not really a big, discrepancy there. But here's the thing. George Kittle, I think he's gonna miss 3 games this season. I mean, you can almost, spin the dial up on whatever season it is and just say he's gonna miss three games that season because of his ability to punish, his playing style. Like he likes to, knock people down, on his way into like the end zone. And sometimes that has resulted in him missing a couple of games. I like Kittle, like I do, but if Waller stays healthy with this team, with like how Las Vegas can do, man, I think, I can easily see Waller being like number 2. He's not gonna like Devontae Adams is gonna command so much attention that Waller is going to be as free as he's ever been. As free as he ever been. And for that big of a guy and that fast of a guy, we seen him cook DBs, man, like left and right. Like that's no, and he's a big guy. But with the addition of Devontae Adams there, scary hours, bro. Scary hours.
Facts.
So we talked about Kittle's availability, but Waller, and you kind of mentioned it, but Waller has the same type of issue as Kittle, like with being available. And didn't he smoke crack? Like, where's his body, man? Like,
I don't know. I don't know about that. That's news to me. That's breaking news.
He had like a drug addiction. I don't know if it was crack. I'm just joking with that, man. Yeah. Kind of wears your body a little bit. I mean, yeah, he was a big disappointment last year. I ended up trading for him. I was like, man, that was probably like the worst trade I made last year was, getting Darren Waller. Because I was so optimistic. I was like, man, he's gonna get on that streak, and it just never happened. So, was it the year before that he like balled out? That's how he got the name Waller. He's only had really 1 year of, really high productivity. And Kittle, even though he does miss games, he's gonna miss some games. But that man saved me because I was talking about trading him last year. I was like, man, I'm about to trade Kittle. I talked about it all last year. I kept that man. And you know what? I got that imaginary trophy sitting in my house right now.
Hey, I remember that.
I mean, I just see his potential. Like I see Kittle's potential. I mean, I see Waller's potential this year. I think that's why I'm so high on him. And again, I got him at 3. You guys got him at 5. One thing for sure, we all agree that he's a top 5 tight end still, no matter how you put it. But I just see good things out of this Raiders offense, and it all starts with Devontae Adams and Derek Carr. So I'm still sticking to my guns, keeping them at 3 over Kittle. And again, who has the better quarterback too? Like who has the more seasoned quarterback? So what this is going to come down to, in my opinion, is just who's going to be out up on the field. Like who's going to be more available throughout the season. Like these guys, they're both fantastic tight ends. So
that's fair. All right. So is it just me or you all not as high on Dalton Schultz as I am this year?
I just got pretty much. What do you mean?
No, because I got him at 4. I see Schultz at 7 and Schultz at 9.
Schultz at 9, yeah. So, Goddard, I can see Goddard having a better year than him because of with the addition of AJ Brown to Philly. Goddard is going to be as open as he's ever been. Dawson Knox, I like him, man. I'm sorry. I like Dawson Knox a lot. His ability to find the end zone. Schultz was fantastic last year. Jamar, last time I checked, he was a top 5 tight end, right? PPR wise. if I'm not mistaken. Like last year,
Yeah.
I gotta fact check that. But like you said, they are missing a couple of pieces there. You know, Schultz is gonna, see an uptick in usage over the first couple of weeks of the season. So Schultz can be a good addition there. So I can definitely see your argument for having them as high as you have them at 4. Wow, at 4. So a top 5 tight end. So expand on that a little bit, Jamar. Elaborate.
Well, the biggest thing is there's no Amari Cooper, so target share should definitely be a lot higher for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he already became. It seemed like he was Prescott's like best friend in tough moments. It was like third down going to Schultz, in the red zone going to Schultz. So especially with the only really active, wideouts, Lamb, Schultz. I'm probably forgetting somebody. I can't remember if Cedric Wilson even re-signed with him or not. I can't remember that, but either way, somebody got to catch the ball. Attention's going to be on Lamb, so I mean, Schultz should be wide open. Well, not wide open. Should have one-on-one coverage though. So that's where I'm going at. No Amari Cooper. So yeah. As we go further down the list, Pitts is on there for us 3. Hawkinson's around the same boat. Goddard's flying around the same boat. 2 of us has Knox, 1 does not. 2 of us has Gesicki, 1 does not. Okay, so I guess the sore thumb on my end is Taysom Hill. The sore thumb that's sticking out for Walter's end is Woods.
Taysom Hill, is he playing tight end this year?
He is.
Oh, okay. Oh, man, he should have played that years ago,
but yeah, man's might have missed his calling, eh?
Right, like bro, you over 30, you didn't pull the Tebow. Yeah, I put. There's always that one tight end that that young guy that pops in. That's why I put Jelani Woods. He's an athletic, tight end. He has like a lot of upside. So I just threw him on there, and that's a little bit of home cooking there for me again. I'm gonna do it. It's okay. I'm high on
honesty.
Yeah. I'm high on my squad, my draft picks. So yeah, that's why I threw him up there. But that Tyson Hill, that's old Roger Clemens right there. You didn't pass one.
Roger Clemens.
Oh man, I heard that name in so long. I guess for me, the Saints, I feel like the offseason started off rough, but ended up being they're a sneaky good team right now. Sneaky good. And we expand more on that in a few because with the draft picks and all. But I mean, James Winston, who we know could be Mr. 30 for 30, or it could be he's like Mr. 30 for 30 with like number 1 overall talent. Like just get him to make good decisions more often. Like Carson, just get him to make good decisions more often. So you got that with Kamara. You got freaking Michael Thomas. If I think he'll play this year for them. Juice, Jarvis Landry, rookie Chris Olave, and then you got Taysom Hill, who Swiss Army knife. Who knows? He might be an emergency quarterback for a time. I don't know, but either way, I just know Taysom Hill usually when he's on the field playing a skill position, it actually works out well in his favor. So if he's playing tight end full time, then there's more opportunity for
him. Taysom Hill.
Oh man, but
you still not convinced Deshaun? He's like, Taysom Hill.
I mean, he's almost selling me here with the names that he mentioned. And if he stays there, like, so the knock on Taysom Hill is, well, other than him being a starting quarterback, the other knock is his inability to play one position for a complete season, right? So we really don't know what he can do. So I think he's a better running back than anything. Like I think he's better out the backfield, in my opinion, than anything. So I mean, we just know that he is like a tough nosed football player, and apparently he's a team player if he's willing to play tight end. Like God knows that man wanted to be a starting quarterback inside the NFL, and it just didn't work out. So I mean, Jamar almost, he got the cogs, turning inside my brain right now with that one. So I'll definitely keep that one in my back pocket.
All right, fair enough. So, all right, we're gonna switch gears. This is after draft stuff, so rookies are involved, and so I guess each one of us got some impactful rookies that we think that's gonna make some of these guys were draft worthy when it comes down to actually drafting for your team this year. So Deshaun, we'll start with you. You got two of them that you mentioned here, Drake London and Chris Olave.
All right, Drake London, round 1, pick 8, USC, went to the Atlanta Falcons. Like, look, he's a big guy. I've seen him make some tough plays at SC, man. So they don't have a true number one, wide out there. That's why they have high hopes for this guy. Apparently, they picked him 8th overall. They saw the size, they saw the speed, they saw the jump, jumping ability and like the catch radius. So I think he covers like all of those aspects. The only thing that we're, has like a question mark on it at this point is that, okay, the quarterback there is Marcus Mariota, right? So How well would he be able to deliver the ball between Kyle Pitts and Drake London? But I do think he will be a project over the next couple of years. But I think he's one that can come in and give you 700 yards, his 700 to 800 yards, and maybe 8 touchdowns or something like that, because he is a big guy. And the other guy that I have is Chris Olave. Man, I think it was that Clemson game when he was at Ohio State, and like that had me sold up on this dude because he was cooking like DBs left and right in that game. So Chris Olave, round 1, pick 11, going to the Saints, Jamar, like you just mentioned. Like that's another weapon for those guys. And I get it. These are two guys that were picked very high, but they were picked very high for good reason. I think they can come in and give a team instant impact. So, if you're looking for, and this is solely the reason why the wide receiver pool is so deep now. With these two guys, I still think that they'll be a great addition to any fantasy roster.
That's fair. That is fair. All right, we're gonna go with Walter here. We got a couple of rookies here.
All right, I'm bringing back up my Jelani Woods, my home cooking. Hold up. I had Alec Pierce up. Okay.
I can switch it.
I'll talk about it. I can talk about Foe. Y'all want to listen to me ramble on for a little second?
Yeah, go ahead, man. Because a lot of guys like out there may not know who these people are. So
that's cool. That's cool. So I said Jelani Woods. Very, very athletic, tight end. I think he has a lot of upside, former basketball player as well, just like our guy, Big Mo, Ali Cox, coming into Indy. That's who he's going to be, playing alongside. And if his hands are a little bit better, I see a lot of opportunity for him. With David Bell out of Purdue, he's going to be playing that number 2 receiver spot alongside Amari Cooper in Cleveland. So, very, 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 very good. He just didn't put up really good numbers, so he ended up going into the 3rd round to Cleveland. Alec Pierce, number 2 receiver in Indy. We don't have a legitimate number 2, and I feel like that's our Cooper Kupp. He's a big guy, very athletic, comes from a family of athletes. I think his brother plays basketball somewhere. His mother was like a track star or something like that. This dude, he's an athlete, 6'3". And he can move. And last but not least, it's not technically a rookie, but Travis Etienne. I felt like last year, I'm glad he didn't play because he's in our division. Him along with, I think it was his name, Robinson, their other running back.
Yep.
Yeah.
James Robinson.
Yeah. So James Robinson, I think he's going to have a really good season. I mean, he ran the ball pretty well. Was at Clemson, catch. I mean, so they have, that's that dual threat right there. So he can really pop this year. And I think Trevor Lawrence, with the weapons that they've acquired over the offseason, he's going to play a whole lot better. Unfortunately for me, but I'm calling it now. I think Travis Etienne is going to be a good late round pickup.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I do too. I get the logic there. All right, so I got two as well. Treylon Burks and Christian Watson. So the Titans felt like, well, we're not going to pay you $25 a year, Mr. Brown. We're just going to ship you off. And then on top of that, we're going to draft your replacement, who is Treylon Burks, who is the same, I guess, prototype as A.J. Brown. So needless to say, I know I talked about how bad Ryan Tannehill is, and rightfully so, because he's Ryan freaking Tannehill. But nevertheless, this guy should have, ample opportunity to make plays next year, since got a banged up Robert Woods, who was traded for, an empty pack of Skittles to go there. And so, I mean, like I said, opportunity, my equation is opportunity plus talent, equals fantasy stud. So talent is there, opportunity should be there. So let's see it all like come together. This one hurts me because I'm a Bears fan. Christian Watson, like, for him to fall all the way to the Packers, it was unbelievable for me, because this guy can be something special. The fact that number 12 is throwing him the ball, I mean, it's just going to create more opportunity for him. Right now, they're starting, I guess, their wide receiver depth chart consists of Sammy Watkins, who can barely stay on the field at times, Mr. Lizard, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, he's about done, and now Christian Watson. So he has a chance to actually be very, very productive this year. So
Treylon Burks is he's coming off an ACL injury as well. He tore his ACL in October of last year, and just got diagnosed with having asthma. So, like, it's
no. Thank you for mentioning that. The ACL part, I was not fully aware of. So thank you for that. The asthma part, I can relate, because that's what I got. So he'll make it through. But nevertheless, all right. So Christian Watson for sure. Treylon Burks, I guess, whenever he gets a chance. I mean, by the time he comes in, he's still going to be the number one wide receiver, because they suck.
Yeah, he's still he's playing, but it's just that getting that.
Man, tell him how you really feel, Jamar.
I mean, Walter feel the same way. They in the division. They got nobody.
He has to, though. He has to feel that way.
Hold on. You said what? Say it again.
Well, I Titans suck.
Oh yeah, they suck. Yeah.
They killed their window last year. That was it.
They'll be third in the division this year,
probably, because Jacksonville's gonna be second.
Oh yeah. Oh, who's gonna be number one?
It better be your team by default.
Man, I like
it. Better be, or else it's not gonna be a good look. So, all right, we're gonna go with some overrated people here. I'm gonna throw this one out there, and you're gonna tell us why.
All right, Michael Carter. Look, Michael Carter was a great plug and play for, he was like that guy that, like, last year you can like insert him inside like your lineup, and he was fairly productive. You know what I mean? Jamar, you were high on him last year.
I was.
As was I, because the ability is there, right? We're not knocking that. We know that the Jets are one of those teams that are looking for an identity. Like, what's their identity? I don't know. What are we going to do with Zach Wilson? What are we going to do with, like, the running back? Elijah Moore is there. Is he going to be the guy? Who's going to be? So they're just soul searching right now, basically. But the Jets picked Breece Hall with 36th overall pick in this last year's draft. Breece Hall is fantastic, and I can see another timeshare coming with these two guys. So even though Michael Carter is going to be the the RB1, I think Breece Hall isn't too far behind that. You know what I mean? I like him as a running back. He looks very, very good. He looks like a I don't want to compare him right now, but his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield, as well as rushing, I just think that he adds like another dimension to this offense. So a little bit overrated. I'm going to go Michael Carter. The ability is there, but will the opportunity will that be there? Because Jamar, what's your saying?
As far as my phrase,
yeah. What's that phrase again?
So what we got? I draw a blank, man. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I mean to put you on the spot.
Is it the talent plus opportunity, or
Yep.
are we talking about? Okay.
Yep. So talent plus opportunity equals what?
Fantasy stud.
So the talent is there, right?
Yep.
But will the opportunity be there with them drafting? I think he was one of the first backs picked inside. I'm not gonna say the first, but I gotta double check that. But 36 overall is pretty big, especially for running backs that did not fly off the board in this recent draft. So I look for good things to come for Breece Hall. Maybe not in the immediate future, but within the next couple years, I think he'll be a solid addition to any roster. So Michael Carter, his value is going to drop just a tad.
Facts. I think he was the first running back off the board. Don't quote me on that either, but I think he was. And then also really quick before I get into a huge overrated name right here. Can the Jets actually create running lanes for these running backs? Because that's been a problem as well.
And that's the thing. Again, Jamar, I think they beefed up the offensive line a little bit here is what I've been watching because I like Zach Wilson. I do. I think that they got some solid pieces on this Jets roster, but it's just, again, I still don't think that they have enough. I still think that they're maybe 3 years out from really competing. Even given the division that they're in, everyone else is a couple steps ahead. But I mean, dare I say it, the Jets are heading in the right direction. So
yes. And just a quick sponsor alert. Hi, I'm Zach Wilson, and you are watching the Disney Channel. All right, so I'm gonna.
I still like him, Jamar. I know sometimes he out there looking like a deer in the headlights, and his playmaking ability is questionable. But I mean, what else can you do for a guy that young? I think he'll be okay later on.
I hope so. All right, I'm gonna throw this name out there. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, I said it.
Oof.
Yep. 2 tears in the bucket. Y'all know the rest. Yes, I'm saying Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has had the luxury of having that Ferrari back there, that Tyreek Hill, and guess what? He doesn't have it anymore. I'm looking at his wide receiver list right now. You got Juju Smith-Schuster. Is anybody worried about Juju right now? First, I ask you first, Deshaun. You worried about Juju? No,
absolutely not.
We talked about Marquise Valdez-Scantling. No. We bashed him because the only reason he stood up because he had Aaron Rodgers. He's not bad, but he has one role. He's just just big body. Sky Moore, rookie, Josh Gordon.
He's not 2013 anymore, fellas.
No. And
I like Sky Moore, man. I do.
I
like Sky Moore a lot.
Yeah, but the big question who's going to be their wide receiver one? And that's going to depend on
Mecole Hardman. I don't know.
Yeah, it's going to be Mecole Hardman. I don't know. They don't have a legit wide receiver one. He can't just be like, oh, all I got to do is throw the ball down there and Tyreek's going to go get it. Those plays are gone right now. Maybe Sky Moore, but yeah, we don't know. That's why somebody's going to draft him really high, and there's a possibility they can be really disappointed with Mahomes.
Fair enough. And before I get into mine, we got a comment here from our boy Wale. He said, "What's up, y'all? Who y'all think will be the surprise breakout player this year?"
I'm gonna go.
I think
I got 2 names. I
got
two names here. Yeah, I got 2 names. Hear me out, gentlemen.
All right.
Please hear me out. Okay. One I'm gonna give you is obvious.
Okay.
And that's Jerry Jeudy. For all the reasons that you guys already mentioned, Walter, Jamar, route running, phenomenal. Quarterback, damn good. He got other wide receivers there that are able to, take a little bit of the spotlight off of him. That way it frees up some of the lanes. I mean, dare I say it, he's going to be more so of a souped up version of what Tyler Lockett was for Russell Wilson when he was with the Hawks there. So, I think that he can be a surprise breakout player this year. And hear me out on this last one. I know I'm gonna have to sell you guys on it, and it's been weighing heavily on my heart and on my mind. Taylor Gabriel, wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. Hear me out. Yes, Jamar said it. Taylor Gabriel. So, and last year, inside like the playoffs, Stephon Diggs was almost basically like a no-show. Like we were waiting on this guy. And out of nowhere, this Taylor Gabriel kid was fantastic. He was fantastic. And I think a light bulb clicked on within like, what coaching staff see, like they saw like, something like flickered, like, hey, can we make this guy a focal point of our offense going forward? And again, I think the opportunity is there for him to be, considering the fact that, what other guy he has there to compete with them? Emmanuel Sanders, or who else is there besides Diggs and Knox? So I think Taylor Gabriel can be a surprise breakout player. Look, he has Josh Allen as his quarterback. We know, in my opinion, he is the best fantasy quarterback. I'm saying it right now. So Taylor Gabriel and Jerry Jeudy for me.
Okay, Walter, what you thinking?
I'm with you on Jeudy. When you said that, I was like, because that was like he put us on the spot. I'm like, whoa, yeah, Jerry Jeudy, absolutely. And I mentioned him before as Travis Etienne. It kind of got to the point, even though we're putting faith in Urban Meyer, he almost wanted to make him a receiver. And that boy can run the ball. So, and then lastly, I haven't mentioned his name. Well, actually, I have, but I just want to mention it again. Mo Alley Cox. Mo. This is the year. Probably not. But I'm going with Travis Etienne and Jerry. I'm with you with Jerry Jeudy. I think Judy's gonna ball out this year.
I like both of those names. I like every name that you all said. Even Taylor Gabriel, even that one, or Gabriel Davis, whatever his name is. Russell Gage has ample opportunity to fill in the Chris Godwin role. And as we know, Chris Godwin is a fantasy stud when he is healthy, because he is a target hog and he gets all the in-between and will sprinkle in a little touchdown here and there. Russell Gage is, if he would have stayed in Atlanta, he would have definitely been their number one wide receiver. I guess when Chris Godwin comes back, he'll be wide receiver 3, but he'll have just good matchups all around because you got Mike Evans there. So I believe Russell Gage is probably that guy.
Whoa.
You good over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So I appreciate you chiming in today. Like we are back. Appreciate you. You've been rocking with us the whole time. So we appreciate you, man. All right. So all right, I'm gonna catch heat for this one. I kind of explained a little bit earlier.
Oh,
yeah. For reasons that I mentioned earlier, Trey Lance, I don't know what to expect. I don't. And normally, young quarterbacks, I think Walter mentioned it earlier, usually their bread and butter is a tight end, usually. And then Deebo Samuel, I don't know how many more rushing attempts he's going to have this year. Heck, that's part of the reason why he wants to be traded. He don't want to be utilized like that. So I don't know what to expect out of Deebo Samuel. All I know is whatever his ADP is right now, pretty sure is probably a little bit tad too high for me at this moment. So I'm staying away from Deebo Samuel at this moment. Now, if he just happened to be there by the, 6th, 7th, 8th round, then okay. But I'm not taking him rounds 1 through 5. You can kick rocks on that one. I'm just not.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You heard it here first. All right. So we're going to go with some underrated people. And that kind of answers Wale's question to a T here. Jerry Jeudy.
For reasons that, all three of us mentioned. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that.
Fair enough. All right. So, and then next, Commander Carson.
Yeah, Commander Carson. But just kind of go back to Deshaun, we could put Sutton in that underrated as well. I don't think people know how great Sutton is.
Sutton is a stud.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Commander Carson because everybody gives Carson Wentz a hard time. Like I said last year,
he's such a homer, you guys.
Look, hey man, look, he ain't even my quarterback no more.
I know he's not, but he was once there, and you want to see a smile on his face. That's great, man.
I don't know, and then I'm gonna go back to Philly. Like, Philly was it 2019? Led him to playoffs. Am I right? Or am I right? It was 19. Yes, 19. 20. He was terrible.
Facts.
Yeah, 19. I mean, maybe just because like Carson Wentz is just a good dude. He's like a good dude. He's the type of guy you want your daughter to bring home, but you don't want to see him on the field. But I think he's gonna do really well. I mean, he's got that number one receiver with Scary Terry. Really good defense. So he'll have a lot of opportunities on the field if he can stay healthy the whole year. I mean, I think he's underrated. Top 10 quarterback. Look at your stats. Or top 10, top 15. I'm gonna look it up while Jamar is on there now. Just verify. But yeah, 28 touchdowns last year.
I feel you.
Did he finish in the top 10?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up right now. Hold on.
Yeah, because I mean, hey, tell me something, man. Tell me something. Hey, so disclaimer, like I just want to go ahead and mention Jamar. Earlier I stated Taylor Gabriel. I meant Gabe Davis. Okay, so that's why like you had that look on your face like that. It's like you like, huh? So yeah, that was Gabe Davis. So I just had to go ahead and throw that out there.
Gabe Davis. Yep. All right. So I guess while he's looking, I'm gonna go here with mine. And I'm trying to like really throw this man like under the radar so I can draft him later. So I'm just saying. Derek Carr. I know he's on somebody's rankings. He didn't make mine top 12. I did that on purpose. Look, he is going to be this year's Matthew Stafford. I mean, it just everything is set up for him. Once they made that trade for Devontae Adams, that was all she wrote. That was the difference maker that's going to unlock this offense, just like Stephon Diggs did for the Bills a few years ago. Yep. I'm pretty sure it's somebody else that happened as well. I can't put my finger on it, but nevertheless, like the fact that you cannot cover Devontae Adams, Darren Waller, and Hunter Renfrow at the same time. You can't double team all three. You can't do it. Somebody's gonna be wide open, especially with the route running of Hunter Renfrow and Devontae Adams. Like they both are excellent route runners. Waller's just a beast in the red zone. So is Devontae Adams. Josh Jacobs in the backfield. This should make Derek Carr's life a lot easier. And then they have Josh McDaniels as head coach. So it's like just all the moving pieces there, all in the positive right direction. I mean, I'm going to be a big fan of this offense all year. I'm all for it. I might even root for the Raiders a little bit here. Matter of fact, I said they was the best team in the division right now. So I said that before.
Bold statement. But no, Jamar, I'm glad you mentioned Derek Carr because of the simple fact that a lot of guys are going to go for the Kyler Murrays. Like a lot of guys are going to go for the Patrick Mahomes. They're going to go for the more, like the sexier names. Like, okay, and then there's Derek Carr, a guy that you can draft probably, in maybe like the 8th round or something like that, and he'll give you the same production as, I'm not going to say very, very similar to what Patrick Mahomes can give you. Like you mentioned, enough credit doesn't go to Hunter Renfrow. I know we already had mentions of some of the best route runners inside the NFL. This guy has jerked some people out there, bro. Like literally, like just straight cooking them. I mean, his footwork is great. His breaks outside of his and inside of his routes are just super clean. So shout out to them for securing him over the next couple of years because Hunter Renfrow really deserved that. And then, I mean, you mentioned Josh Jacobs in the backfield, the addition of Devontae Adams, Darren Waller over the middle. I mean, it's scary hours for this team, man. And any one of those guys will be a great addition to like a fantasy team. Waller, tight end 1, right? We already know Devontae Adams is a wide receiver 1. Derek Carr, dare I say it, QB 1. So if you guys are looking for someone to add to your roster to give you like that boom factor, look no further than Derek Carr, man.
Facts. It is like, can Derek Carr's production be better than Joe Burrow's? Like, yeah, absolutely. Can Derek Carr be on the same par as Matthew Stafford? Why not? Can he be up there with Tom Brady. I mean, especially with the lack of weapons he has at the moment. I mean, why not, right?
Yep.
So yeah, that's why I'll definitely want him as, the most underrated, and I definitely don't want too many people to know so they can just continue to skip over him so I can grab him later. That's exactly what I would do.
Great pick.
All right, stat guy, you still looking over there?
Yeah, I'm looking for something. I think it was maybe yards. I think it was just yards, not like overall. He was like ranked.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, fellas.
See what else we got.
I mean, I guess we can, briefly talk about transactions here. Anything that sticks out to you that I can sort them that's going to like make or break a year. Like Tyreek Hill, for instance, that's that is a huge difference maker for all parties involved. We talked about it a couple of times today. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest beneficiary to that one is probably going to be Jalen Waddle. So
yeah.
But anything else that sticks out to you as far as transactions?
We already mentioned like the DeAndre Hopkins situation and like how poor Kyler Murray played without him toward like the latter part of last season. So what is that going to do for Kyler Murray? Like, is that going to like bump him down tremendously? What is that going to do for Zach Ertz? Will that hurt him, help him? You know what I mean? Would that put him in, have him flirting with, top, 5 to 7 numbers just because of, lack thereof. Christian Kirk isn't there anymore. You know what I mean? Like, it's looking a little bit like different. You know what I mean? So other than that, I think like the transactions are pretty. Yeah, they're all right.
I got a question for you guys.
Yeah.
Who are you guys excited about seeing? Like, just additions to your personal teams. Who are you excited about this year? Like standing out.
Whew. I would say Trevor Lawrence.
No, your team.
Oh, I thought you said besides my team.
No. I'm talking to your team. Like who the Bears pick up? Who you're excited to see this year? Dang. Ain't that bad.
I guess our defensive draft picks, man. It's
no offensive weapons. Yeah, you guys pick up anybody? Just worth mentioning.
Byron Pringle.
So you were excited about a guy that's named after a potato chip? So I
mean, he came from a championship winning team. I don't know, man. This is a rebuilding year. This is more so getting the meat and potatoes, getting the foundation together. So I'm excited to see exactly what this team will look. But overall, it's just like there's no expectations.
What I'm excited about for my team, Pittsburgh Steelers, hashtag Steeler Nation, hashtag here we go. So I'm excited about like this quarterback battle that's brewing right now between small hands, Kenny Pickett, like that's what they're dubbing him now. Small hands, like Joe Burrow wasn't great with having small hands as well. And Mitchell Trubisky, Jamar, I'm excited about your former quarterback. I really am, bro. The things that he's been doing in training camp. I like that 1-2, like iron sharpens iron thing that they got going on right now. And I think Kenny Pickett will be fine. I think he will be fine. But I want to see what Mitch can do. I want to see what Mitch can do. We've seen him in relief of Josh Allen a couple of times. I think even though I like the preseason last year, he did pretty good. So I want to see what your former Bears quarterback is going to do under center. I want to see that first because we know Pickett is the guy for the long term. You know what I mean? But let's give Mitch a shot there and see what he can do with that decent receiving group. And by me mentioning decent receiver group, George Pickens of Georgia Bulldogs, I think he's going to be good. Our pedigree and drafting wide receivers.
Yes.
Do not doubt it. Don't doubt it at all. You couple him with Deontay Johnson and Chase Claypool and Pat Freiermuth. That's a young, good group of like a receiving core. So yeah, I mean it's a couple of things to be excited about for my team going forward, Walter. So yeah.
Good.
What about you, bro? What are you excited about?
Keep talking about Alec Pierce and Jelani Woods, tight end, wide receiver. Big needs for us. And they also drafted a guy. There was a safety. I think it's on the tip of my tongue too. And it's like Chris Ballard traded up to get him. I should have looked this up before, but those two are like the main two. And also I want to see Julian Blackman come back. I don't know if you guys really know about him. We got him from Utah a few years ago. Played lights out, tore his ACL. He came back. He came from a torn ACL from Utah, and then he ended up he tore his Achilles last year at practice.
Jeez.
But that man is ahead of schedule. He's got cleared for 7-on-7, and he was nice, hard hitting, safety, and I'm excited to see his comeback. I think that's going to be watch out for his name next year.
Right on.
For fantasy, just defense. Like if he plays a whole year, he really improves our defense. I'm not going to project anything for him, but Julian Black.
Man, fair enough. All right. I think we're done unless y'all got something else.
Nah, that's it for me, man. It just, feels good to be back in the driver's seat here, bro.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah, we can get a lot of love too. Just like kind of sharing it. People were, kind of like, oh, they're going to tune in. So I don't know if they're going to watch live. They're watching live right now. If they did, really appreciate it. Or you're going to listen to it later. Just make sure you're subscribing as well. Appreciate all the love we've been getting.
Facts. And we got like a different camera angle working right now on my, up on like the Destination Fantasy Live up on Instagram. Like that's where we're at. So, like I, left in like the comments there, we are live right now on YouTube right now. And when the season starts, we'll definitely go live up on Facebook as well. So shout out to the people who was rocking with us from an Instagram perspective, because we've never done that before. Just a quick camera angle. So I'm, camera 1, camera 2 type of deal going on right now. So shout out to you guys for checking in with us.
That's dope, man. That is dope. I'm checking out the angle on that one right now. Appreciate anybody that was watching today. Wale for dropping by. This is our kickoff for our fantasy season here. Me and Deshaun been mock drafting since the day after the NFL draft. So now we've been in tuned. As we get it together for week 1. So we'll get you prepped for your drafts. Daily fantasy, best ball, whatever you want to do as far as fantasy. Like we are here for you. So from my brothers, Wes, D Reed, Jamar, Jay Good. You all peace out. Much love. Take care, and see you soon.